Hello everyone, I am Josh and welcome to this Sims 4 restaurant building video. So today I'm doing something a little different. I'm building a lighthouse restaurant type of thing, which I thought would be kind of cool. This is just a regular building video. It's not one of the newfangled challenge SB videos like the last one was. So, you know, I'm just here doing a good old-fashioned building video. So you can see here we have a lighthouse structure of some sort, and I'm putting some fences around the top there just so it has a bit of detail, I suppose. And this ends up being a pretty compact restaurant because obviously it's a lighthouse. It's not a huge sprawling thing, you know, so I think there's roughly 60 seats on the lot. That's because there's a lot of outdoor seating, so there's not much indoor seating. I think there's actually only 3 tables inside, and they each only seat like 2 people. So not a lot of indoor seating, mainly outdoor, but it still works pretty well. You can see here I'm just putting a bit of a veranda around the downstairs area, and I do rotate the whole thing so the front door actually faces the front of the lot because then it looks better on the gallery. I don't like when the gallery picture has like the back or the side. It just bothers me so much. So I try to orientate my houses to fit the front, like the front in air quotes, the front of the lot, because the game decides lot fronts and stuff. I wish you could change that, but of course you can't. Anyhow, you can see here I have this interesting green thatched roof pattern thing, which I think looks pretty nice. I quite like it. And overall the color scheme is blues and greens, which is kind of the ocean theme, at least in my opinion. And you can see here I'm just adding a front step. The only problem with this is that it's on a diagonal, so you can't put stairs on diagonals. I just still don't understand why you can't do that. That should be a thing, firstly, but anyway, it's not the end of the world because I just put stairs next to it, so it's fine. Anywho, you can see here I'm putting some trim on the roof, and I was talking about the roof color, which is a nice color, and the color scheme and everything, which is quite nautical, I suppose. That was the idea. It is kind of modern, I think. I used some modern pieces of furniture and stuff. I was kind of going for like a converted lighthouse, obviously, because you wouldn't build a restaurant in the shape of a lighthouse. Usually you would take an existing lighthouse and make it a restaurant. So, you know, that's the idea I went with. So it's kind of got like the structure itself is kind of like an older looking building, but the actual furniture and stuff is a little bit more modern because I thought that kind of fit. I also put a heck of a lot of ivy on it because I thought that would kind of make it look like the structure look a little bit older and kind of more like it was like repurposed. I don't know. I just like the look of ivy a lot anyway, and I think it just looks really good when you have just a lot of big, tall, blank walls. Because the 2 middle floors, the second floor and the third floor, both have the highest or the tallest possible walls heights, and then the first floor is medium and the very top is medium as well. I still don't get why we don't have 5 or more levels though. Like seriously, I just discovered in a couple builds ago that you can't build above the 4th floor, which I never built houses 4 stories high really, so I had never really discovered that limit, but when I did I was like, what? I mean, like 4 floors, come on. In Sims 3 you could build 5, and I thought that was not enough. So, you know, I just had to make the walls as tall as I could to make it look taller because I can't put more levels in. Ideally I would have put another level in, but it's alright. I also scaled up a outdoor light. They made it really giant to be the lighthouse light, which actually looks really convincing from outside. It actually looks like the light. Anyway, you can see here I'm rotating it around so the front of the building faces the front of the lot, which is just pleasing to me. And you can see here I'm putting this roof here just over an extended porch because, like I said, there's a lot of outdoor spaces and things of that nature. And I do expand the first floor quite a bit. Right now it's still the shape of the lighthouse, like base that's square, but I add little bump outs here and there because it was just way too small inside to even like fit a kitchen or anything. So I mean, I do fit a kitchen and a bar and a couple seats and obviously the bathrooms inside the building, so it actually worked out pretty well. Anyway, you can see here putting in the columns, nice like black colored columns, I guess, and I'm also going to put some of that fancy, I don't know I forget what you call it, but it's like the stuff that goes in between the columns at the top of the wall. It's some kind of molding. There is a name for it. I can't remember it. And you can see here, I'm changing it, of course, you know. Trial and error. Gotta find what works and what doesn't. And there you can see I just expanded that area quite drastically. I do push it back a bit, you'll see, because I thought I did a little too much. There you go. just the right amount. You know, I got just the right amount of bump out there. Using my new favorite windows from Romantic Garden Stuff, I think. I think those are quite nice looking, and I put them in, of course. And here I'm just adjusting this roof again. I think it's like the third time I did that, but there you go. Stunning, magnificent, majestic, wonderful. Anyway, adjusting the foundation height, of course, and putting in a different foundation. And I also put stairs everywhere. You'll see right now I put stairs basically everywhere I could fit them. Just because I think I like the look of that, especially when it's on the beach, because then it looks like you can just like walk up onto it wherever. Although I had to add this little extra piece of foundation because of the diagonal part there, so I couldn't put stairs going directly up to the front door, which is kind of annoying, but it's alright, I suppose. And here I'm just putting bits of fences where there aren't stairs, and a few more columns and thingamagummies and things here and there and everywhere. And more ivy, of course. What do you expect? Gotta get more ivy down here, just around the place, basically outside, up on the walls, just everywhere, and up on this wall here. Yeah, I love the look of it. I don't know what it is. It also looks really good on Tudor houses too. Like my recent restaurant build, the pub and inn build I did like last week. The ivy looks so good on it. It's just like there's something about that ivy that just looks really good in The Sims. I don't know. I just like it a lot. I maybe overuse it, but I still like it. And I'm also adding in some roof details and things of that nature, just so the roof has a little bit of detail as well, and adding a little bit more of things here and there. And I believe we'll start on the landscaping. I do start the landscaping before the interior, but then I finish landscaping at the end. It's a thing I tend to do, just because I feel like I get a better idea of how the building looks when I start the landscaping, just so I know if I like it or not. I use sand for pathways around the place, just so, I don't know, I just wanted there to be some pathways, like some defined walkways, even though Sims won't necessarily walk there. I thought it looked good to have that there. And I also use these doors from whatever pack they're from, and because they just looked good, so I made them white, which you'll see soon. And I just basically put them everywhere. There's only a few windows on the first floor, which is mainly doors, because I just liked the doors, so yeah. And you can see I'm making them all white, and also putting on a couple windows over here, just so get a bit more light in. There's a lot of natural light in the first floor, which is nice. You can see there's the stairs, and here I'm just going to figure out the kitchen. So there's you got the kitchen, and I had to bump out the back because there wasn't enough room for the bar, so I just reduced the porch space and just bumped out that back wall. Like I said, you know, you gotta just add additions here and there just to get it to work. I also found the Tiki Bar. It was like right there in the bar section. Failed to use that in my Tiki restaurant build, but we'll ignore that. Yeah, that didn't happen. Anyway, you can see here we have the bar area. It's obviously small. Everything about this restaurant's interior is small. Although I thought this was clever. I put that like candle holder wall divider thing from Spa Day, and since it was too big, I kind of put it into the wall there. But it actually looks really good. It works as a good divider. It looks pretty classy too. Anyway, you can see I'm putting some tables outside. There's lots of tables outside on the balconies or porches or whatever. So you can see there's some there, and there's some around the sides and back. I also put out a bunch of umbrella tables, of course, and I put chairs around there as well. So you can see there's quite a few out the back. I believe 5. Is that 5? Yeah, I think so. And there's 2 or 3 out the front. So plenty of outdoor seating, which I think is pretty cool because it's like right by the water. So really nice views from this restaurant, I must say, because it's surrounded on water by 3 sides, I believe. So it's pretty classy. Anyway, you can see here I'm just expanding the sand terrain paint around places and adding another table at the front. Yeah, you can see there's 3 now. Ooh, very fancy indeed. And just putting just a bit of details and some flower boxes and some extra windows and just some other things here and there, basically. And I think we'll start on the interior, I think. So anyway, moving on, to the interior. So you got the 2 bathrooms on the second floor, which is good. There's just a men's room and a women's room. There's only 1 sim at a time could go in there. There's only 1 toilet and 1 sink. I didn't really think it would work well to have multiple stalls, especially since one of the bathrooms is on diagonal, which that'd be a nightmare to work with. Anyway, here's the tiny kitchen. It's small, but it gets the job done. I mean, you have everything in there you need. Also, I'm picking out a fancy marble flooring for the restaurant. I really like that floor from Dine Out. It's pretty fancy schmancy. And also just getting some wallpaper. I'll probably come back to the kitchen at some point, who knows. And some nice decking material. It's a nice wood forget what you call that stuff. It's like a not heather, but I mean herringbone. I don't know what you call that pattern. But you know, some outdoor lighting as well there. And I'm also going to put in some heat lamp things. You know, those thingamagummies. You know, they're kind of in outdoor restaurant situations, I suppose. Anyway, just finishing up some more outdoor lighting things. Hopefully we'll move back inside. I don't know, I just go all over the place when I build. You never know what's gonna happen next. That's part of the fun of it, I suppose. But yeah, I use these cool outdoor lighting elements. These hanging lights for the outside. I really like them. They're from Movie Hangout Stuff. That's the name of the pack. And they look pretty cool. You know, because like there's 3 different ones and they're all at different heights and stuff, and I thought it looked pretty interesting. Anyway, here's the kitchen. Oh, well, that was the kitchen briefly. We'll come back to it, I'm sure. Yeah, so I'm just putting some more lighting inside as well, because you gotta see, you know, it's a little inconvenient when you can't see in a restaurant. Although most restaurants are super dark anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess they don't care. Anyway, the kitchen is small, though it is plenty big, I guess. No, not really. It works, okay? I mean, it's fully functional. You have the sink, you have the dishwasher, you have the chef station. It'll work fine. There's also the waiter station in there too. So even though it's a little cramped, I hope that Sims won't get like stuck around each other and stuff, but it fits, so you know, it should work fine. I put a bunch of details in here as well, so there's like some utensil things that you'd use to like make stuff. You got like the ladle, I guess it's a ladle, that must be a ladle, who knows. Anyway, there's some signs on the outside as well. Just put those around the place just so people know what the restaurant's called. Although I don't think you could fit the word Lighthouse in a sign that small with only like 5 letters, but whatever, we'll gloss over that. And here I'm just putting in some artwork. There's like some fish sculpture thing, and also going to put a little bit of carpeting in the dining area over there just so it looks a little bit nicer. It's a little separated from the bar section, I suppose. Anyway, here I'm just putting in some more details in the kitchen and around the rest of the restaurant just to finish it off a bit, I suppose. He has a little mat there so the bartender doesn't slip and break his back or her back. You know, that would be unfortunate. And here I'm just putting little plants on all the tables just so it looks nice, little flowers and stuff. Little bits and bobs. A little bit of a rug there and some mirrors here, just, you know, some decor, some, you know, nice cozying items, you know, some decorative items, that's a better word. And, you know, just so it looks kind of fancy, I guess, because it's supposed to be a nice restaurant. I have it set for for people to wear everyday clothes, like Sims to wear everyday clothes when they come. But I could see it being a formal restaurant, but I feel like it's not. It has a seafood menu, of course, because it's by the water. I suppose that would make sense. And there's also like that chart behind the bar that has like different fishes, if you saw there. Anyway, this is the entrance to the restaurant, so you have the podium there where the host station. There's also this little side table with the ship above it. And I thought that looked pretty nautical, or you know, that kind of theme going. And upstairs here, there's just like, oh well, we were upstairs briefly, but I suppose that was short-lived. You know, putting a little side table over here, I did do that. I think that's from Movie Hangout Stuff as well. A little interesting table that kind of fills the space, I suppose. A little plant on top there. Apparently you can't put anything on that table without move objects, unless it's just plants you can't put on it. I don't know. Didn't try anything else, so who knows. But yes. So up here on the landing, I just put a couple seats up here, so if people are waiting to use the bathroom, because there's only one person per bathroom at a time, so, you know, maybe someone's waiting, there's a couple seats there, some curtains, and I believe I put plant and some paintings, just to make it look a little bit, a little fancier, and a little bit more finished off. It's a very weird shaped room, though, a very odd hallway layout, but I suppose it's fine. And the bathrooms are fine. I play tested this restaurant, it works, so it should be good. At least, well, I mean, like, Sims can get everywhere they need to get to, so, you know, I did a few tweaks off camera, because I believe downstairs they put a table blocking one of the doors to the balconies, so I just moved it over a little bit. You know, minor tweaks like that, so everything works just fine and dandy. Anyway, you can see here these 2 bathrooms are pretty similar. One's a men's room and one's a women's room, and they're basically just all the same items and stuff, and they're obviously just a one-seater room, so they just have one toilet and one sink. It's a little fancier than my other bathrooms I've put in restaurants, but you can see it's pretty classy. Pretty spacious bathrooms, indeed. Yeah, so hopefully your Sims will enjoy using those if they need to. But anyway, that's the bathrooms done. I believe that's the interior done. as a matter of fact, so we'll probably be moving around to the final landscaping shortly, I hope. Now just putting a little table here underneath the light in the lighthouse, just so it wasn't being held up by this one like pole stick thing. So I put kind of like a platform under it. And yeah, so that's the interior finished, so we can move on now to some exterior landscaping. So I'm just going to put some bushes and just some flowers and just a bunch of stuff wherever, so you'll see I just kind of throw things around until it looks good. No, I mean, I kind of knew where I wanted the flower beds to go. I kind of shaped them around the paths I put in earlier, so it works out pretty well. I just have these fern leafy things, and then like the classic low-lying flowers I use all the time, and then like the lilac-colored flowers, bushes, you know, the classic plants I always use. So I kind of put them around the building and just make it look nice. I also put some rocks, of course, because off the edges of this lot there's a lot of clusters of rocks, so I kind of continued that onto the lot too. So you can see there's the first rock there, and you can see there's some clusters off of the lot, so I just kind of made some more just to continue that theme. And yeah, anyway, we're almost done with this video. I hope that you enjoyed. There's some screenshots coming up after this. They look very nice, so I recommend that you stick around for those. There's also a lot more house builds and restaurant builds on my YouTube channel. Greatly appreciate it if you check those out and consider subscribing. There's a button below this video. And yeah, so I was adding some terrain paint and some outdoor lighting, all the classic things I always do, you know, just to add that final touch. And yeah, so we're pretty much done here. I hope that you enjoyed this lighthouse restaurant build, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys, have a great day.